This conference will now be recorded.
A very good morning, one and all present here. On behalf of Lala Institute of Technology, I am very happy to welcome all the participants from various institutions for webinar on an overview of intellectual property and new business proposal. Today, our webinar is divided into two sessions. First session is an overview of intellectual property, which is delivered by Dr. S. Geeta. And second session is new business proposal, which is delivered by Ms. Jean C. Prajan. We are very happy to welcome you both for webinar and thanks for accepting our invitation and being here for this webinar. So our first session is an overview of intellectual property. It is my pleasure to introduce our resource person, Dr. S. Geeta. Currently, she is working as Associate Professor in CMR Institute of Technology, Bangalore. She has around 14 years of experience in teaching field. She has published her research work in 25 reputed international journals, international conference, and national conferences. She holds 3 patent rights on her research work. She has received various awards like Young Woman Educator and Scholar Award, Best Woman Performer in Blockchain Award, and Best Researcher Award on her career. She has given special lectures on IoT with blockchain, file system, Eclipse development, cyber security on sensor, issues on IoT and solution solving using blockchain, Google app development, teaching pedagogy, and so on. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am. Dear participants, kindly follow the instructions which is available in the chat box, such as please turn off your video and mute your microphone during session. Post your questions in the chat box and answer will be delivered at the end of the session. Feedback will be posted at the end of the session. So on behalf of Lala Institute of Technology, once again, I welcome you all for this wonderful session. Surely this session will be more informative and lively. I hand over the session to our resource person. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Geeta, working as an associate professor in CMR Institute of Technology, Bangalore. I'm happy to be here. Today, I'm going to present a topic from the content intellectual property. So let me present my screen. So today, if you're going to see, in case of our teaching institute or industry institute, whatever we are doing, if you have a strong proof with you, then only they will say we are protected. So in this case, our intellectual property plays a main role, which provides a complete freedom as well as which provides a complete security and protection for our products. How it is going to happen, that we'll see. By seeing this image, you can see how this is this one is important. Like I can say, whatever the ideas it is getting from our brain, if it is protected, I am in the safer place, I can say. That's why I have presented the diagram here. Let me go for the next slides. So here, the Roman law says how we can protect our properties. This is saying that the right to use and abuse one's own, the own within the limits of the law. Means if you have the contents with you and it is protected by you and it is permitted by law, then we can have a complete right on that. So that is the thing I want to say. And this you can do it for the properties, whatever you have. So now let's see what are the types of the property we have. So when you're going for the types of the property, it's take the classification as two. One is tangible and another one is intangible. So if you're going for the tangible properties, which is the physical properties like house, furniture, gold, and etc. etc. So these are the physical properties, whatever we have. For that also, we can claim for the patents. And if you're going for the intangible, in intangible also, we can claim it. For an example, shares, whatever we are buying, bonds, what we are getting, debentures. So for all this also, we can have our own use. So for these things, we are going to get this intellectual property. Now, what is this intellectual property? The intellectual property is nothing but a content or a theme or a design or a work, whatever it is created from your brain. Okay, so whatever it is created from my brain, it is completely for myself. I can't give the access or rights to others. If I permits, they can use, or else they can't. They are not allowed to take mine. So if you want to say that dialogue, for that, we have to have our intellectual property with us. This session is going to tell you what are all the things you can file it and how you can file it in India and what are the steps we have to follow. When you're going to do this, how you have to be very caution for the things, whatever you're going to do it. So all this stuff we have to keep in your mind. Even when I have started this work, I was so crazy, like for whom to talk, whether if I'm saying my idea to others, whether it is right, whether they will take my idea like that. I have had different conflicts in my mind. Then when I have gone through with a number of work with the websites and the workshops, these made me to stand here. So they were helping me to understand how to move the things in our India, as well as you can do this in for other countries too. So how we can do that we see. So here the types of intellectual property are listed. So for what all the things you can get patent. Okay, so the word patent, it's saying that the work or the process or the design, whatever you have done, it is for you. It is only for you. If you permits, others can take. Okay, so in this, what all the types it is given means, so you can have a content from industry view. So you can do the protection for your trademarks. You can do the protection for your designs. You can do the protection for your geographical locations, and you can do the protection for your artistic works like diagrams, etc., etc. And you can get copyrights also. So this copyrights, it is going to protect the contents like musics, then videos, whatever we are creating. So all these things it is going to take. So the same slides, the same contents, I'll be explaining in detail in the upcoming slides. So this is says in India, how many patents are filed. Okay, so this is a number of granting till 2013, what they have done, it is listed here. Now this graph might be different, definitely. If you're going to see what I have done with 2013, till the 2013, the patent filing and the patent that steps, whatever we are doing in India, it was stuff. It was a kind of tough to understand. But now that is not a case, because we can go for e-filing. When we are coming with the e-filing with the IP India, it provides a number of user manual techniques. So by seeing that, we can go with an easy way or easy approach for doing our patents. So in this graph, you can see, so this is giving a list of things, how we can go with our what are all the patents it is claimed by the different companies in India. So if you are seeing this graph, Infosys plays a vital role, and that is a topmost level in India. So they hired that many number of patents, they have. Next, it's moved with TCS, then it goes with Wipro, and etc. etc. So in this, I have listed mostly with companies, because than the our academic institutes, companies claims this patents because they want to protect their products. And if I have that kind of claim with me, then others can't take that. If they are going to do that, I can sue them in the court. So that kind of option we have. So that's why mostly companies will look for the patents. Then I want to discuss the same thing, how it has happened with all over the world. So now whatever you have seen in the last slide, it was saying what are the number of patents it is done in India. Now let's see what is happening in the global level. See, in this global level, what are all the number of different number of countries are there? They are patented a number of things. Okay. Now we are not going to see what they have claimed, whether they have done the design patent or whether they have done trademarks. We are not going to differentiate, but we are taking the count. So when you are taking this count, you can see in the uppermost level, we have China. So China is having more number of patents with them. So in the way, if you're going to see, we have in India around 46,582. And you see down, I have given with the an arrow, which is indicates this level, that is 3.4, or with the up arrow and down arrow. This is saying the benefits, what we got it from the patents. Now, this is a data what I have taken during the time of 2018. So 2018 record I'm showing. Now this may be better, right? Now we are in 2020. So the number of patents might be better. But what I will say, from the Indian view, whatever the patents we have, from the patent, whatever the benefits for India, we didn't do it. That's why the number of patents are more, but the profit level of India is less. That I want to say here. So you can see other countries like next to China, US is playing a role and they have more number of patents. Then if you're going to see, then Japan, and next to Japan, Korea. And in the during this lockdown period, when I was doing my literature survey with respect to this IP, I saw during this lockdown, Japan is trying to cross the number of patents with US. So it is like our corona records, how one country is taking the place. The same thing, now Japan is trying to take the number of patents than the US. So what I want to say, the patent, if you have more with you, that much number of growth we can get it in the particular country. And the patent what we are doing, that should be useful, and it should be mostly industry view. Industry point of view should be there. If industry point of view if there, then it will be a huge amount of benefit for the particular country. We can make more money. When you are having the more money with respect to one product, the product making company and the working employees all will be get benefited. Then the number of that company can be started in many number of places throughout the India and throughout the world, and which will make more revenue for the country. So in that way it will go. Now, in this is again one chart or a comparison values, which is saying the number of patents are filed from the year of 2008 to 2017. So this is a record, and in this record, what are all the dimension I have observed means the people, those who are staying in India, how many they have filed, and the people, those who are not stayed in India, but they are Indians, so how many it is. And I want to discuss the same thing from abroad, how many number of patents are filed. You can take a look in this from 2008 to 2017, how many number of patents are done, right? And the number of patents from the outside of the world, okay, and they are going to claim that from India, the amount you can see. Yes, okay. So the amount, whatever we are getting, you can see that it is almost like the abroad from the other countries, what is getting filed in India, it is equal to the value of our Indian residents. So you can see the number of participants interested to file the patent in India level is high. Okay, it is almost equal to the people, those who are living in India. Then you can see I am going to show you again with trademark. Okay, so in this trademark also, as I started this intellectual property, we can do for the patents, trademarks, then we can go with the design patents, and we can go for copyrights, or number of types I have discussed, right? So the same thing for the trademark also, if I'm going to show with respect to India, if you are seeing the residence level in the India, it is showing high than the non-resident and the abroad people, because people are showing more interest for the trademark. You know, right? What is the trademark? Trademark is nothing but it is an emblem or logo, or what we are having for our company, or what we are having for our academic institutions. So that is filed means we got our trademark. So that number is having high than the patents. Then I want to say what are all the interesting patterns have happened in last 5 years. So the products, what are all the products taken the patents in the last 5 years, and which is and which made more revenue. So the first and foremost is done by the Apple company, that is called self-deploying screen protector. So this is it is the highest advantage and highly likable from the users, from the Apple phone users. So it has taken a good patent and good value. Then super drone for online delivery. This is also good. Now you can see the drone kind of services with respect to sanitation and so many things for the corona services they are doing with this. Then next one we are going with Walmart company, that is robotic bees. Then the Airbus, which is moved with a 3D printed plane, which was giving a different view for the people. Then we were moving with the Comfortware from the IBM. It was a device with respect to which is developed with the help of IoT. So which will make the people to feel like completely in their different world. It was like with augmented reality, that was claimed by the IBM company. Then the last one is interactive book. This is done by Disney company, which is likely which has more number of likes from the kids. So these are the interesting patents what was happened in the last 5 years. I'm showing as an examples here. And now, what all the items can be patented? So when we are seeing this patent, now almost all the countries, they have started with their patent work and patent office they are running. So we can do it. So mostly in India, we used to have these two terms, that is Indian patents or US patents. So in the US patent, what are all the things you can do? So in the US patent, if you're going to see, you can do for process, for you can, if you have a process, if the process is good, you can go for it. If you have a machine design, you can go for that. Then manufacturing procedures for those things, as well as the condition is it should be a new innovation. Then US will allow you to take that patent, okay, and it will grant for you. Then in India, if you're going to see the content which is the content, if it is new and it is having a novelty and it is having a, it is not published before and it is having a good capability with respect to industry, then you can go for that content for the patent. Okay, so these are the things we have to note down. So from India, you can go with any subject matter, and that subject matter should have a novelty and it should be an inventive step and it should not be published and it should have the capability for going for industrial applications. Now, this is one of the design which is patented in the year of 1951, and this is a mechanical design. Okay, so I'm showing here, this is an example. So for kind of mechanical designs also, we can go for patenting. So in this, you can see the leftmost corner, okay, the rightmost corner, you have a date, and the leftmost corner, you have the application number. In the middle, you have the applicant name, and for your design, what is the title you are giving, that title, and when you have filed this, that date also given. You can have a confusion like what is then this May 1. So this May 1 is the date which is granted or which is published, and this is when you have filed. Okay, so this is one kind of designs which is patented. See, this is another patent one. It is a picture, it is a photo which having some artistic value. Okay, so we can say it is like a modern art. If you're going to see with our plain eyes, we will say this is a face of the dog and some bugs are there in here and there, like that we can protect. If you're going to see with the artistic people eyes, we may see it different. So this picture is having some value. It is having some content. So why can't I do this as patent? Yes, you can. Okay, you are allowed to have a patent for this picture also. And this is a kind of invention with respect to some DNA structure they have done. Do you want to do this as a patent? Yes, we can do this. This is also allowed. See, this is a, I think you can make it out, right? You can find this. You can find out what is this. This is a doormat, okay, which has come from the Velcro company. So they have a different products. See this doormat, which will absorb the water as well as it will absorb the dust too, right? So this is a different innovation they have done with doormat. We can think for doormat also, we can do it. Okay, we can, if you have a idea as different and your idea is not at all published in the world, not at all published in India, if you want to do the patent, yes, you can. So these are the products which is done by the Velcro company, and for these products they got the patent too, right? Okay, so now till now, I was showing the different applications and different products, different contents for what are all the contents they had taken the patent. Now we have to understand what is the power of this patenting. Why we have to do this patenting? If I have my thing, I can say my friends, I can say in my community, this is done by me. Yes, your friend, your community will agree you. Okay, for some years they will say this is done by Geeta, this is done by this person, so and so. They have done, they have put a lot of efforts. Yes, but where is the proof? Okay, have a proof. Okay, we should have a strong proof from our side. So for that, they are saying this power of patenting is very important. We all will be knowing who developed the aircraft, right? We'll be giving the answer as Wright brothers. Yes, even I was saying that. But when you're going to see with respect to the view or eye of the patent, this aircraft developed by Wright brothers, and they had done the patent for that. Okay. Before that, Glenn, Henry, and Thomas, even they have done the same thing. Okay. So the initial aircraft model was designed by Glenn, Henry, and Thomas. Later, which was improved by the Wright brothers. Okay. This was given in the story, and Wright brothers have done the patenting. Okay. So the complete development work, it is given for the Wright brothers. Now I feel like you will be knowing the power of patenting, right? Even though your idea is original, if your idea is filed by your friend, then the idea is going to own by your friend, not by you. That is the power. Then I want to say some success stories which is done with this intellectual property. This is a story tin opener. We have the Coca-Cola bottle or some different drinks we used to have in the tin, right? So from the year of 1810, they are going with the research of this. How to open this tin without spilling on us, okay? Because it is an aerated product, so we may have a accident with that. So they want to stop that. So they were doing the research with that from 1810 year till 1969. They were doing a research with this, and they have come up with different idea in this. Then in 1969, Ermel Fraser has done the greatest inventor in this. Because what he has done, see, the first one, it is a preservation of wood. So just a metal cylinder, they made it. Then they moved with the wooden handle claw. So the wooden handle claw, with that help, they were opening. Then they moved with the electric can opener, which is related with you need a battery power or something. Then they moved with the triangular blade. From the triangular blade, they went with the new idea, which was done now. See, this is the diagram what is given. So this is the images. First image, it is kept as closed. Then in the second image, they are trying to open it. In the third image, they have opened. So when they have done this, when they are opening towards you, so you may get it spilled on you. So in this also they have done the research, and they have come up with a different idea. So this is one of the story with respect to this tin bottle, what are all the design they have done, how they have done the patenting. Okay. And these are the value trademarks you can see with respect to the different companies. And after getting this, how much amount of money they got as a profit. Okay, that I have shown you here as with an example. You can see Coca-Cola company, then IBM, GE, Intel. That is the thing. If you are having a patent, it should have more value with respect to industry. If it is having the more value with industry, then your patent is very good. Now, IP is a brand building tool. Yes, it makes the brand for the particular thing. If you are remembering, for the Coca-Cola bottle, that shape will be different. The holding, where we are going to hold the bottle, there it will be in thin, and where the drink is there, that will be completely full, right? So that makes that brand. It's saying, okay, I can hold the Coca-Cola bottle easily. It will not fall. So that kind of thing it is going to give. So it is going to give a brand for your particular product. Now, why we are saying some cars are very, it is very comfortable and it is very luxury, it is very great. Why we are saying that brand is given for that car? How it is given? Because of their some aspects which made them as a unique. Okay, and it was not published by the other cars. So it's giving the brand for that particular car. So the brand building is not just concentrating on a single aspect. Okay, it is going to consider the multiple aspects. So the multiple aspects we have to make that as a unique one. See, this is one of the I want to discuss this other story, that is Evian water. And you can see in this bottle, they have given a different shape for this bottle, as we discussed for Coca-Cola or Pepsi bottle. The same thing they have given, but this is a normal drinking water, but the price of the bottle, this water bottle, is too high because it is having its own brand name. Okay, why this Evian water bottle is so expensive? Because it has the worldwide brand recognition, and the water which is there inside, it is got it from the original source, from the mountains, Alpines regions. And this particular bottle is made up of some good kind of PET bottles, PET, that polyethylene terephthalate, they made it. So which is very which is eco-friendly, and it is having the limited edition, right? This word limited edition, which makes more attraction for the people, right? So when we are doing some items with limited, so people will be rushed to buy it, right? So that is also a one of the technique from the Evian company, I can say. Okay, so this is one of the story. From the patent, how the Evian is having the patent. This is the water what I have. This is a pure water, and this shape is like this. This bottle is made up of these kind of materials. So they are having for all this aspects with the patent. And some of the industrial designs where we have a conflict. So when Apple have done a Apple phone trying for the design patent, which was already done by Samsung. So they have a fight or something, like some patent infringement has happened. So that is coming under the category of industrial design. So when companies are competing, when they have a problem with their equal price and functionality, then the design is the only one it's going to differentiate among themselves. So if you're going to see the drink like Fanta and Miranda, during our school days, we might be seeing these two drinks were having the same shape, where somewhere where we are going to hold the bottle, it was having a different shape. So based on that, the design, it is going to get the value from the users. So that is the thing they are saying here. If you are going to copy or if you are going to merge the contents of the others, they are have a rights to file a case on you if they have a patent with them. Okay. So what are the alternative ways to protect our design? So we can go for the copyright thing, or we can go for the trademarks. So these two is going to give the more protection for our designs. And as I told you, this copyrights, it is mostly applicable for the artistic works. So if you have an artistic work, for that we can claim for the copyrights. Not only for the artistic work like videos, notebooks, audios, for all those things we can have a copyrights. You might be heard number of cases from one music director to the another music director regarding with this copyrights, right? Even if you're playing one music director's song in your house, if it is if you got that CD from the proper shop, okay, that means that particular CD should be sold by the music director, okay, then only it is valid as per the law, right? You will be knowing the torrents case, number of cases, right, with respect to these videos and audios. Those all things the owner can claim if he has this copyrights. So here we are going with the designs. So in the academic view, if you're going to file your things, you can go with two items. One is design patent, another one is ordinary patent or conventional patent. So I can say as a suggestion for you, whenever you are planning for any work, okay, you want to do a work, maybe a paper. So what I'm saying for you as a suggestion, first you make the process as a diagram, as a design, go for the design patent. Okay. Once you have completed your design patent, then you can make that as a conventional patent or ordinary patent, which will be look like our paper. So if you are finishing your design patent, you have a complete claim on your side. Okay. With that, when you're going for your paper, still it gives more protection. So make the first design patent, then finish your paper. Same time, you can go for the ordinary patent. But the thing is, the content, whatever you have in all these three, it should be unique. Okay. The slide layer you can have, but the content should be different. Now, so in the design patent, you can go for the article and it say how it looks, and when it is going for patent, it says how it works. Okay. In the design patent, it is, I told again, it is completely protected when we are going to take the copyrights and the trademarks. It can be for 2-dimensional, and it also go with the act with the 3-dimensional when you are going to give with the different views. So the copyrights where we are going to take it, that is also going to protect, exclusively give the right for our design. And most of the design, whatever we are seeing, it is completely go with the industrial perspective. As I told before, the complete capability of your design with respect to industry means it is good. It sounds better. We can make more money from that, and you can help your environment too. I told, right? It is not only the money making. You might not think why I always say about the money, because we have to make the economical growth in our country, right? With respect to US, with respect to China, we have to make more growth with respect to economy. Means patents are the only one thing which supports us. So if you have a design patent with you, if you are starting a company in your place, when it is approached by multiple people, you can start the same company in number of places with your patent. Okay, I have this patent, I have a proof. So which will automatically increase the revenue of our country. So we can do this. So industrial design always has a highest respect in the patent world, and you can protect your all industrial designs with respect to your patents as well as your trademarks. If you're going to see the patent and the trademarks, they are quite different. Trademarks are the one which is going to give a protection for only for your emblem. But by using that emblem, what you're going to do it, what is the process that you have to get it from your patent. These are the some number of designs. You can take a look. See how the design of the chair, right? So these are the designs will be very attractive, and it is appreciable by the customers. This is a lamp. Okay, then these kind of lamps are there. We may think to remove our old lamp, so we can get more profit when we are going to develop these kind of lamps. See, this is a walking lamp. These are the innovations from the companies what they are selling the lights. Okay, when they come up with different ideas, people also will be liking, and they will be moving with different innovations. See, no shape plug holder, and this is a triangle writing pad which will save more space in our kids bag, right? When you have a rectangle shape design which will occupy more space, when I have a foldable writing pad, it occupies less space. So mothers and the family people will go for this. So automatically when you have a patent for this, your money will grow, your value will get increase in the market. This is a cutlery set, and this is a well-known design. I think most of will be liking with this. We know this calcium Sandoz bottle. Than the tablets, whatever is inside, I was liking the design of this, right? So these are the things which is already in the market with the patents, right? Now, now I'm from the intellectual property till now, whatever I told, it's like a recap. I'll say we have discussed for the trademarks, we have discussed for the copyrights, we have discussed for the design patents, and we have covered and we have seen number of examples. Now let me say how you have to think for your design patent, right? So when you're going for the design patent, you have to have a good abstract. Okay, you can focus with the four corners of this map. You should have an abstract. Okay, for that abstract, you should start to do your work. Okay, this work should be a real one. Okay, when you're going to implement this in market, it will have a realistic values. When it is saying something is different, you have to learn your mistakes from that. Okay, so these are the ways how you have to do your design. So after making my abstract, I have to start my work for the process, design, algorithms, all that stuff. Then all that algorithms, you have to make it as an implementation. You can go with the mechanical designs, or you can go with your software algorithms. Then you can go for the market. Once if you have registered, you can go for the market. From the market, you can get the inspiration from the people. Okay, they will say these are all the things are very good, these all the things are missing in this particular product. You learn from that. So when you are going for the next one, you can do the changes in that. So the insight you have to take, and you can go for the next better product. So why we have to do the registration for the designs? Yes, it is giving the complete access for us, right? It is going to give for us. It is going to prevent all other producing, right? If I'm producing one particular water bottle, the same shape, if some other my opponent company is going to do it, I can file a case on them, right? So they can't do that. So it is giving a monopoly for myself only for 10 years. Okay, is it clear for everyone? Whatever patent you're going to do it, it is for only for 10 years. Okay, then if you want to extend that, you can get for the claim for the another 5 years. After 15 years, the particular product will go for the public. By the time, public will be using the product completely, right? So you can't claim after that 15 years. Okay, and why we are going for the registration of this design? It makes the unique selling point value to be increased. That will happen, and it's a better asset, and it is licensed for yourself. Then what are the criteria we have for the design registration? If you're going for the design registration, it should be completely unique, and it should be original. It should not be published, or like friendly talk also, you should not reveal your ideas to your friends. Okay, and when it is going for the further examination, the examiners should not feel it is copied. Okay, so the first and foremost thing is your concept should be a unique one, and it should be an unpublished one, and it can be not a technical one, or useful function of the product can be there, right? Then when we are going for the design from the IP India, okay, Intellectual Property India website, they are giving different classes. Okay, you can also Google it. If you are going for the IP India, there is an user manual. Whatever I'm saying, that complete user manual also going to say. So in that, they have given a different classes with respect to the subclasses in where I have to file my particular product. Suppose I have a design for a suitcase, right? So in this suitcase, we'll go for the class 3. In the class 3, I have to take a subclasses 3.1. Okay, so like this, we have a different classes for different things. So when I'm going to do a filing for my product, I have to select among this classes and who owns a design. Okay, So when you're going to apply this, okay, there is a form, okay. In that form, if you're going to write your name as an applicant, okay, or if you are going to write a creator, so based on that, the parameters the designer is going to be owned. So for an example, a particular, you might be heard from the news, one type of sari was designed by one designer and it was purchased by Aishwarya Rai. Now you should tell me who is owning the design, whether the designer or the purchaser. If you're going to see this question, now the designer has designed the sari and they have sold it, right? After buying that sari, Aishwarya Rai made the patent, so she is the creator of the designer now. Yeah, it was the actual thing. So like this, the owning, who is the owner, it is going to be different by the way how we are going to patent it. Then the registration is compulsory. Yes, we have to do. The application must be before the use. Means I am doing a design for particular one sari and that sari is already in the market, means then if you are going to file your application for the patent, then it is of no use. So before the market, before the publishing, you should take the design patent. Okay. Once if it is registered, then it is valid for 10 years of period. Then after the 5 years, that is 15 years, it is going for the public. Then the validity of the registration design is comparatively shorter than the other IP rights. And we can go for the trademarks. And when we are going for this, we have to follow the classes. So the classification is given in the Locomoka classification is followed. And when you're going for the design, okay, if it is copied or if you are trying to take the other things, we may have to pay sometime fine. Okay, it will be lead with the court cases and it will be lead to the cancellation of the designs. Whatever you have patented, whether it is copied from someone else, if he found that, if he is going to file the case, then yours will be get cancelled with the charges. So we have to be careful in this part. As a suggestion, I can say, before going for the design patent, you will be having your idea. With that idea, you can search in the IP India site. There is a search for patent. Okay, patent search is there. In that, you can try to do this. Okay, in the patent search, there is a number of design patents available. So you can check whether your idea is similar over there. If your idea is similar, don't go for the design patent, right? You can go for the further changes with respect to your design patent. And as I told in the last class, non-registrable designs are, if it is the thing is which is not having a priority date and it is not having the morality, all that stuff will be leads to non-registrations. And the recommend of the design registration, it is a key factor for success of the product in the market, right? The visual appeal in the main factor for influencing the customer. So your design features what it is having in the product, which is going to give a brand image, right? Coca-Cola means I can think about the bottle shape. So those things will give you the most of the unique values. So keeping those things in mind, we can go for these designs. 1 minute. Thank you. So these are the things we have done with respect to requirements. Then this cancellation already we have discussed. If your content is with someone, okay, someone is having your content, it is already patented by them, and you're also trying to do that, and you got a patent also in some way, okay. If it is a thing, if the actual person got to know, then they can file you a petition. When they are doing the petition, when it is going with the examiners, if they found this is a wrong, they can cancel your registration. This is happening, right? Be very careful when we are doing for our designs. And these are the places you can do the designs. So in India, we can file our patent in Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai. And this is a complete flow chart, how the things happen with the design patent. Okay, so if you are starting from the first box, I'm filling the application. Okay, you have to fill the form 1. If you are filling the form 1, then with the numbering, date, and your names, then it is moving for the examination, where you have to pay some amount for the filling that application form. After that, it is moving for the examination. During the examination, they will see your patent, whether it is copied from whether it is not copied from others, then it will go for the no objection. Okay, then immediately the rightmost corner you can see it is going for the acceptance. Okay, no, from the examination, that is first row, third box, examination of application, it is taking 2. One is no objection, another one is communication of objection. So you are coming in second row. So when you are coming for the second row, it is saying yes, you have some objection, means it is copied or it is having the problem with respect to public. So they will communicate to you. So if you are removing your objection, again it will go for re-examination, then it will come for the acceptance, right? So same time, you can also say, you can see that from the communication of objection, you can also hear it and you can refuse that objection. You have to go for court. Okay, when the High Court is helping you, again it will go for the acceptance. Okay, with the removal of the objection, whatever they said in the examination, then it will go for the acceptance, then it will move for the, finally you will get a issue of certificate for your design patent. So all these things, it is happening in the design patent. So these are the basic requirements you should have. When you're going to file it, you should have these kind of basic requirements with respect to your system. You should have Windows XP or any other OS. Then Internet Explorer, mostly IP India will follow the Internet Explorer. Then you should have a digital signature. These are the things why I'm saying for e-filing. Okay, if you're going to do e-filing, when by your side, you have to follow all these things, and you should have a net banking. So these are the basic requirements. If you have all these things, you can go for filing. So these are the methods are given from the Indian Patent Office. Okay, for e-filing, the user manual also available in the IP India site. We can take it. And this is the procedure. You have to fill the form 1. In the form 1, you have to represent the novelty of your design, and you have to give a drawing for the what you are going to apply. The drawing should be there. The official fee value is 1,000 rupees. Then it is for 2,000 rupees. Then it is for 4,000 rupees with a tier level. As an individual, if I'm going to do it, it will be less. If I'm going to tie up with my any of the entity, for example, with my college, if I'm going to file it, the amount will be varying. So this is a form 1 where you have to fill the your name and who is going to claim it. Okay, see, the naming person is different, the claiming person is different. The claiming person who is there, he will be the owner of the design. After this patented, he will be the owner. Okay, so the class number already, different classes are there. Based on that, you have to fill the classes. Then your who is going to be applicant, who is going to claim it, and for what design you are doing. Okay, so all this stuff you have to fill in this. Then this is the detailed information for filling this form, like applicant, application, what you are going to represent it, then the declaration. This is the very important point where you are saying the statement about your design. Then if power of attorney, if it is required, you can do, because design patent, I feel like we can do if you have a digital signature and if you are well good with IP India's website. Then this is a representation sheet. So you can take a A4 sheet, and in that A4 sheet, you can give your diagrams. You can have a pen diagrams or computer graphics. Okay, and different names of the view you have to give. That means I can show you the examples in the down for the views. And the novelty, I already told you, you have to write what is the design and disclaimer. and the date and the signature. The signature of the applicant is very important. So these are the some specimens what they have already filed. See, the first one foremost is showing me the mobile phone, and the second one it is showing for the car. We already spoke about the car, right? If I'm saying one car, this is a very good car. How we can say? How I'm saying the good, the brand, how I'm going to give based on the patent. Because that particular unique approach you will not get in the another car because they already filed the patent for that. So that uniqueness will go for only that particular brand. Okay, so these are the some number of examples, and this is for the representation sheet. As I discussed, for the design patent we will be showing the diagram. See, I have given a photograph here. So in this rightmost corner I have given the name, and the leftmost corner I have given the number of sheets. That sheets number you have to give it totally how many number of sheet, and now we are in which sheet. So sheet number 1, totally I have 5 number of sheets. So in each and every sheet I may give a different view. Okay, and the novelty I have to write, novelty I'm writing, and the disclaimer that also we have to give, and the finally signature of the applicant. So this is a thing for the representation sheet after filling the form 1. So what are the different views you can give for your diagrams? You can give front view, rear view, left view, right view. So all different views you can give, which will help the examiner to understand your designs, okay, in a better way. See, this is another example where they have shown their product with different views. Okay, so what are the, this is maybe for frame, they have given means they have shown the front view of the product and the rear view, bottom view, top view. Okay, they have given everything in the single page. So they have only one sheet. In that sheet itself, they mention all the views and the number of sheets also they have given. So this is a novelty what you have to write. So this is completely going with your design. So your statement have to come here. So when you are writing the statement, as I told you, before writing the statement or before going to file it, you just do the Googling with respect to patent search, then you can go for filing. Then this is for the disclaimer, and you can write the claiming whatever you are going to do it with respect to your product. And this is a final design certificate, what we are going to get it from the patent office. One of the sample I have given here. And now I can say what is advisable and what is not advisable. So when you're going for design patent or any trademarks or copyrights, you have to do it before the product is available on the market. So you are designing and you are selling it and you are observing how it is giving the rank. Then if you're going for patenting, by the time they will be, examiners will be knowing our design, so they will not take it. Your complete content, whatever you have, it should be a confidential one. And the documentation in every stage is very important, which will help you to take the claims. Okay, so when you're doing, you can do it in a right place where you are thinking that is protected, maybe your computer. So you can write the process how you are doing step by step. So those steps later when you're going to file it, you can write as a claim. Okay, so when you're doing your product with licensed one, it will help you for the long time. As I told you, it will help you for the 15 years. First 10 years, as per the first time patent, you will get. Then the next 5 years, you have to extend it by paying some amount. Then it will go for the public. So thank you all. I hope I have done the work for the overview of intellectual property. I'm thanking you for the Loyola Institute team. They gave me a big platform for giving the ideas, what I learned to share with my friends. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session. So if you have any questions, means please post in the chat box. Okay, so there is no questions. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So we are moving to the next section. So that is a new business proposal. So our second session is second session webinar is new business proposal. So it is my pleasure to introduce our resource person, Ms. Jeancy Prajan. Currently, she is working as building specialist in WRS Health, New York. She has around 11 years of experience in this field, and she owns a startup company, TiaMed. She offers job opportunities who has a relevant experience in medical billing to work from home. And she worked as tech support specialist in HCL and desk head for GE projects. We are very happy to welcome you for webinar and thanks for accepting our invitation and being here for this webinar. So I hand over this session to our resource person. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the introduction, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to give you an overview of medical billing and coding. So as ma'am said, I have around 11 years of experience in medical billing, and me and my husband owns a small startup company. And initially I was a medical biller, and then I became a specialist. And then since we had more job offers, we thought of starting a company, and then now we offer few opportunities for medical billers. So you may be wondering what this field is about, medical billing and coding. It's like a big ocean compared to, similar to information technology. So in India, if we have like a common flu or a fever or a headache, we go to what we do normally is we go to the medical shop and get the prescribed medicines from the medical shop, right? So in US, it cannot be the case. So if they are sick, they have to visit a doctor to get the prescription. Only if there is a prescription, they will get the required medicines. So once they visit a doctor, the cost is really high. So that is the main reason 90% of the US citizens are enrolled in insurance companies. So each doctor or a physician has a medical biller. The medical biller can be onshore or offshore to take care of their bills. Here, bills, we call it as claim form. So the claim forms will be sent to the insurance company instead of a bill. Okay, so here, if a doctor sees a patient, they just write fever and whatever they diagnose, and then they write the medicines, right? But here, the doctor will do some specific coding and send to the insurance company. So me as a medical biller will check all the coding compliance and send to the insurance companies. So if the clinic is really big for about 20 to 30 doctors works in the hospital, they need a medical billing company to take care of all the doctors. So there can be a solo physician or a group of physician groups and who sees the patient, and they will share the revenue according to their standards. Okay, so in medical billing, just one moment. So in medical billing organization, the medical healthcare organization deals with HIPAA. So what is a HIPAA? HIPAA is nothing but Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which was signed in the year 1996 by President Bill Clinton. It is a legislation which provides, one second. Okay, it is a legislation which provides security provisions and data privacy in order to keep the patient's medical information safe. So this HIPAA should be adhered by all the healthcare organizations to keep the patient's medical information safe. So for example, suppose there is a husband and wife, and the husband visits a doctor, and the wife calls the clinic and asks what is the patient's or the husband's diagnosis. We are not supposed to give any information until the husband authorizes for it. So we have to get some authorization with the husband to share some medical information about the patient. So this is called HIPAA. So if any medical organization do not adhere to this HIPAA, they will have to face a huge fine from the US government. So before we start our job as a medical biller, we have to sign this contract and mention them that we adhere to all these standards. So HIPAA is a US law designed to provide privacy standards to protect patients' medical records and other health information provided to health plans. Mandates industry-wide standards for healthcare information on electronic billing and other processes. So mainly this was introduced to protect the patient information because all the electronic billing is handled in India. It is mostly outsourced. So it reduces healthcare fraud and abuse. So in the next step, we'll see what are the steps in medical billing. So the first step is patient gets an appointment if he or she is sick from the healthcare provider. And once the friend staff confirms the appointment, the patient goes to the clinic. And before that, the friend will verify if the patient has an active insurance so that the doctor will get paid timely. And then the patient gets the treatment from the doctor and checks out. So once the doctor sees the patient, his job is completely over. Okay, he does some kind of coding, and then his job is completely over. So and then everything will be handed over to the medical biller or the medical billing company. So the provider documents all the medical reports in the billing software and signs off the notes. So then the medical biller prepares the claim and checks on coding compliance. And then they submit the claim electronically or manually. Manually in the sense, electronically is through the EMR software. If it's manual, it has to be through paper or through mail. So, and then it's the insurance decision to reject or deny or to make a payment. So the biller will check if there is a rejection of a claim for any codes, or if there is a denial on the claim, or to make a payment on the claim. So if the claims are really paid, there's a separate team so who can post the payments, and then the patient has to pay some amount of fees. So for example, in US, as I said, like the cost is really high. So if they have a fever and if they go to a doctor, the charge they have to pay is around $100 to $200, which comes nearly approximately to 15,000 rupees. So 6,000 to 15,000 rupees if the patient is not enrolled with the insurance. So that's why they enroll with insurance company to avail some benefits. So even if the patient is enrolled with the insurance, they have to pay around $10 or $20 as some fees when they visit the doctor, which is really minimum if they are enrolled. So next we'll see about the CPT and ICD coding. We do it here. So CPT is a current procedural terminology code, and this involves evaluation and management codes and few specialties or anesthesia, surgery, radiology. I've listed only few specialties we deal with here. So for example, the procedure, the doctor has to mention the type of procedure he has done on the visit when he saw the patient. So for example, if the doctor has spent 15 minutes with the patient, he has to code 99213. So this is the code we use for 15 minutes. If it's for 25 minutes, he has to code 99214. So if it's 40 minutes, it's 99215. So this code, if the patient has visited and he has a cold, and the second diagnosis, like he wants an ear wax removed from his both ears, like we code 69210. So this is some basic coding. So we code 99213 and 69210. So this is the procedure code. And the next one is the ICD code. The ICD is the International Classification of Diseases. So it's name of the disease. The doctor has to mention both the procedure code and the diagnosis code on the claim form. So for example, this is, I have listed few diagnoses, which is I10, N18.1, N18.2, N18.3. So I10 is for, we use it for high blood pressure. So the insurance company will identify the type of the disease, the time spent with the patient only through these codes. So we'll not do any of the descriptions. We'll only use the codes. So this is about US medical billing. So N18.1 is kidney failure, stage 1. N18.2 is kidney stage 2 failure. N18.3 is for stage 3 failure. Similarly, for a heart attack or chest pain or cold, cough, headache, for everything we have a special code which is called as ICD. And there are so many ICD coding. So right now we are in ICD 10 coding. So we'll move on to the next slide. So this is the flow chart for medical billing. And let's see what happens here exactly. So when a patient visits a doctor, if the patient is sick, he calls the front office and check if there is an appointment. So unless it's an emergency visit. So if it's an emergency, the patient doesn't have to get an appointment. So he calls the front office and gets an appointment. And once the appointment is confirmed, he goes to the provider. The provider is nothing but the doctor or a physician. And then the provider, once he diagnoses the issue, he will document whatever the issue is and does some coding works. And then he will hire a billing office in the US or a billing office in India. It's up to the provider. As I said, there can be a solo physician or a group of physicians. So he can hire a billing office in US, and the US will outsource it to medical billing office in India. In my case, I directly work for the physicians. So they have directly hired me, and I also get some few projects directly from the doctors in the US. So we have different websites where we can get a project. I will let you know in the later slides. So in India, like even Infosys, CTS, Omega Healthcare, Ajuba Solutions, we have AGS Healthcare. They provide all the end-to-end medical billing process. So what they do is they scan all the medical records. So this is right from the starting, whatever they do in the medical billing. So they scan all the patient's records, their first name, last name, their date of birth, and then their driving license, the SSN. SSN is the Social Security number. So all the US citizens should have a Social Security number and the member's ID card. And then this will be entered into the EMR software by the charge entry team. So here we call it as a day shift. In the medical billing companies, there will be night shifts and day shifts. So the day shifts will handle all those processes. They will enter all those charges and the coding, right? The doctors, that's CPT and ICD codes. All these codes will be entered into the EMR software. And then they do a claim transmission. So here comes the medical biller. So the medical biller will check for all the coding compliance, and they will send the claims to the insurance companies. But we have one other department between the insurance company and the provider, which is called the clearinghouse. So the clearinghouse acts as a bridge between the provider and the insurance companies. So we as a medical biller, we cannot send the claim forms in the required format the insurance companies ask for, because there are so many different formats for each insurance companies. So the clearinghouse will have all the formats, specific formats. So they will convert to the specific format and send to the insurance companies. So the clearinghouse will do a preliminary screening, and they convert to a specific format and dispatch the claims to the insurances. So what the insurance will do is they do a pre-audit check, and then they process the claims, and then they make a decision to pay or deny a claim. So the insurance company will also have a specific doctors to review the claim forms to check if the doctor has coded correctly, because they're going to make a huge payment. So definitely they'll have a set of doctors to review all the bills, all the charges, and only then they will make a payment. So once the payment is made, the receipt is sent to the provider or the physician, and the physician will again send all the receipts to the medical billing company, and then this will be posted by the cash posting team. So they will post all the payments into the software, and if there is any left, it will be billed to the patients. So if the claim is supposed denied, which will be taken care by the night shift, which we call it as accounts receivable follow-up team. So only the account receivable follow-up team will give some revenue to the doctors or a physician. So they will call the insurance company and ask them, they will be literally aggressive and ask the insurance company why the claim was denied, what is the reason, do you need any medical records to process the claim, or whatever is required. We'll coordinate with the doctors and the insurance company and make sure that the claim is paid. So this is what a claim form looks like. So I know it's not clear, but I'm just giving an overview. So here in the first block, it will have, the insurance name, and then the patient's last name, comma, the first name, and then the patient's address, the phone number. These all will be auto-populated in the medical billing software. So the patient's gender, and then under which name the patient has an insurance, if it's self, spouse, or child, or other guardian. And then all these details will be entered here. And in block number 22, we have we have 12 diagnosis codes. So the doctor can enter from A to L, 12 diagnosis codes for a single visit. And here in 24 block, there are 6 procedure codes the doctor can enter. So the date of service is nothing but the date of the patient he visits the doctor. And the CPT code, here the doctor will enter the CPT code, and the billing address, the servicing address. So all these details will be checked by the biller and sent to the insurance company. So there are 2 types of claim forms. We have physician claim form, which we call it as CMS 11500 claim form. And we also have hospital claim form, which is UB04 claim form. So the few specialty we deal with physician claim form are internal medicine, ENT, behavioral health, and pain management. So most of these physician claim form are going to the doctor's office. So it's mostly outpatient services. The patient doesn't have to stay in the clinic, right? So it's mostly like outpatient services. They do only outpatient services. But in a hospital, they deal with emergency visits and then surgeries. So they deal with both inpatient services and outpatient services. Suppose if a patient has a surgery, for example, if he has a lesion or a brain tumor or a tumor removed from the brain, or so in any of the parts of the body, like he's admitted in the hospital, right? So we call it as inpatient services. And once the surgery is over, he gets recovered, and then for the patient has to visit the doctor again for follow-up, right? To get the stitches removed or to get a follow-up medicine. So we call it as outpatient services. So the hospital deals with both inpatient and outpatient services. So mostly the hospital billing will not be outsourced to India or any other countries. We only deal with, most of them, we deal with only physician services, which is easily outsourced. So because the hospital billing is little difficult, so we deal mostly with the CMS 1500 form, which I showed you in the previous slide. And the UB04 claim form looks a little different. I don't have the claim form. And in the next slide, we'll see what is the certification in medical billing and coding. So in order to work as a medical biller, there are few certifications, which are CPC Certified Professional Coder, CCS Certified Coding Specialist, CMS Certified Medical Coder. So the cost of these certifications are nearly 28 to 30,000 in the beginning. So to be very honest, I didn't do any of these certifications. I learned coding and stuff only through, by experience. So the certification is not really necessary when you work as a coder. So what are the specialties in medical billing and coding? The few specialties we deal with are anesthesia, neurology, dermatology, internal medicine, cosmetic surgery, oncology, emergency medicine, gynecology, radiology, cardiology, urology, and pediatrics. So all these specialties, the coding will be a little different. For anesthesia, the codes will start with 0. For internal medicine, most of the codes will start with the 9. So the coding differs according to the specialties. So what are the websites we deal with for when you look out for online jobs? So I work through Upwork. Upwork.com is a very good platform, and it has so many freelancers. They're working in this website. So we can work directly for the clients or through subcontractors. So few of the websites are Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr, Remote.co, Just Remote, Remotive, Guru, Mechanical Turk, TopTal, freelancermap.com, and FlexJobs. So when you register for these websites, for example, I know only about Upwork. I haven't dealt with other websites. So when you register for Upwork, you can register as a freelancer as well as an employer if you're going to offer some jobs. So when you register as a freelancer, it's free of cost. And then you have to mention all your areas of expertise. For example, whatever you know, like whatever skills you have, and then you can apply for the jobs required. And as an employer, when you apply, they will collect a certain amount of money from you. So it will be safe for the freelancers to get paid. So we don't have to worry if this is a genuine job or not. So I'm not sure about other websites, but with regards to Upwork, it's really a very good website which does some basic background checks with the employer as well as the freelancers. So what are the list of other online jobs? So the list of other jobs include programming and software development, social video marketing, web design and development, content marketing writing, graphic design, virtual assistant. So virtual assistant can be like you can be a virtual assistant for a lawyer or an office manager, etc. So how to find genuine jobs online? So these are the three important points you have to remember when you apply for applying an online job. So no job will ask you for money. So you do not pay for an online job. So always look for the client's location. So when you look for a job, you have to always look for the client location. As I said, there does some background verification checks. So you can always check for the client's location. And the third one is look for past history of the client. So you need to past history in the sense you can see how many dollars were spent by the client, how many freelancers the client has paid. So what is the feedback given to the freelancers? What the freelancer has given feedback if the client is rude or if the client doesn't pay correctly. So all these things we can check in the history of the client. So what are the advantages of online jobs? The first main advantage is flexibility. You can work in a flexible shift. You can start and end whenever you want. So depending on the kind of work you do, you are not bound to the 9 to 6 life. So you can work 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the evening. It's a flexible shift. So there are no office politics. So you are the boss in the company. You are the boss. You are the employee in the company. There's no office politics when you work from home. You can spend more time with the family, and it's cheaper, no travel required. You don't have to hire a cab or anything when you work from online. You can work for different clients. So as I said, like we can work for one or two doctors at the same time. You can split your timings accordingly. You can work both as a part-time or a full-time. In a regular work, you cannot work in multiple companies. You cannot work 9 to 5 in a company and then 5 to 6 in a different company. So these are the advantages of online jobs. So what are the disadvantages of online jobs? There are 4 different disadvantages. The first one is distractions. So if you don't have an office setup at home, like you work in a hall or a living room, if you have kids or any other family member, obviously there's going to be distractions when you work at home. The second one is isolated. You might feel isolated, that you may not be able to communicate with your colleagues at work. And the third one is internet dependency. So in an office, like in a regular office, we'll have the power backups and very good internet speed. But here, if you don't have a power backup, for example, if there is a power cut, internet is going to be off. So internet dependency is the main point here. And the fourth one is laxity. So lack of self-discipline. So few people always want a supervisor or a manager to always, chase out for their jobs. So these are all the disadvantages of online jobs. So with this, I end my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. And I know you now have an overview of what a medical billing and coding job is. So let me know if you have any questions. I hand over the session to Mrs. Diana.
Hey, thank you, ma'am. So for delivering a wonderful session. So it is a time to give the vote of thanks. I request Mr. Prabhu, Assistant Professor of IT Department, to deliver the vote of thanks.
On behalf of Lila Institute of Technology, I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I thank God Almighty for His blessings. I thank our principal, Dr. Sujata Anand, for her continuous support and encouragement. I thank our resource person, Dr. S. Geeta and Mrs. Jency Prajan, for sharing their valuable knowledge and time. Your session is more informative, ma'am. I extend my thanks to our HODs of Department of CSE and IT and all my dear faculties in organizing this webinar. Not but not least, I thank all the participants making this session happen. Once again, I thank you. Be safe and healthy. Thank you. Your feedback link will be posted in the chat box.